We've invited a number of sixth formers from local schools to Tonbridge to come along to experience a conference on money and personal finance, looking at a number of issues that are particularly relevant to that age of student.
I was hoping to learn something from today about finance because it's an issue that many people my age have, considering the rising costs in things like university fees and just rises expenses. It's harder to create a budget and to know things like tax, and it's important to learn about things like that.
I've come along today because I thought it would be a really good idea to get some idea into money. I mean, I'm generally good with money anyway, but thought it would be a good idea to try and get some more detail.
As soon as I got the leaflet about it, it's an absolute gift for us because financial capability is something that we do find quite hard to cover in schools. With life skills and PSHE lessons, sometimes you just don't have the time to cover it. Plus, with the current climate, it's the most important thing to make sure that students are aware. So we came here today really to make sure that those students can pass on knowledge to other students and that they feel happy to go into the big wide world.
Today's event was organised by pfeg, Personal Finance and Education Group, and was a joint partnership with ourselves and pfeg Town and Country Foundation, because we designed or wrote and designed a Young Person's Money Box magazine, which has been used as part of the conference today.
Lots of really good ideas, some warm-up activities. The booklet has been brilliant and will be very useful in what we do with our students.
The session in the morning was extremely interesting, finding out about individual sort of personality traits. That was really useful and interesting.
What did yours come out as?
I'm a smart spender.
A smart spender. And what was yours?
I'm a squirrel. I love to save.
A squirrel. Loves to save.
I was a good money manager, I think, which was encouraging, but it was and it was also looking at the cards as well, seeing what sort of personality I have, and I was sort of on the right track, and it was comforting in a way.
I really liked the MASH cards as well, which I'd be keen to use at school, so I've taken down the address for that. And the students have just loved every second of it.
We're looking at budgeting for cars and car finance. We're looking at tax and taxation in terms of part-time jobs and work. And we're looking at moving on, so independent living and the costs associated with that.
I learned that keeping a car is very expensive. It's a lot more expensive than I thought it would be.
I found the one about the car quite interesting because that's what I can most relate to, because I'm learning to drive and everything. So learning about what's most expensive, where to shop around and that kind of stuff.
As soon as they got the Argos catalogue out, our students just said, "Wow, I love this."
The session I learnt most from, I think, was the tax session, or the session on tax, because before I didn't really know about how to work out what percentage of tax and the amounts of tax you had to pay depending on your salary.
I've recently got a part-time job and discovered I was paying taxes when I shouldn't have been, so that's actually quite useful.
The most I learnt was the last session on tax, things that I didn't know about, especially personal allowance. That was really interesting.
I would say, as an economist, that they share a lot of the ignorance of the population at large with marginal and average tax rates and the like. So that was interesting to see and sort of to confirm for me that they don't actually know what you think they might know or should know.
I think personal finance education is necessary for everyone really, because it's something that everyone encounters in their life.
I hadn't really had any financial planning at school at all, to be honest. We did a little bit lower down the school, but not enough to be able to cope with the future demands of what we needed to know.
I think it's very important because if we don't learn about it, we're just going to be dropped in at the deep end with no idea what to do. And if we don't know what to do, the economy's not going to stabilise ever, because there's going to be more and more people that have no idea what they're doing.
It should be something that's quite important to make sure you can handle your finances and get on in real life and enjoy yourself while still not getting into too much debt.
I think the biggest reason that financial education is important is it allows young people independence, and that's the one thing that they strive for more than anything else.
I feel better equipped than I was when I hadn't come to this. This has helped quite a lot, but I'm still not entirely sure about everything, so if there are more of these available, it would help a lot more.
I am a bit worried about the idea of debt, and I don't like the idea of being in debt, and it's something I'd like to avoid, and I think coming here today has helped me to sort of see that it's not something that I can necessarily avoid outright, but there are ways of dealing with it and making sure it's better.
It has been fantastic and very beneficial, I think, to the students as well as giving us ideas for next year.
The most interesting thing for me is to listen to the students and actually see how they react, and their reactions were very positive and they were all engaged and they were all enjoying it.
I thought today's session was excellent. I really did, and I sat along with a number of the groups of young people as they were going through some of the material that we've given them out today. It was good to see that even in the breaks between the sessions that they were talking about money, they were talking about taxes, they were talking about how they couldn't believe how much they were going to have to pay in tax. But I think just from that point of view, it's about getting people together to talk about the finances, and in some ways, if they go away having learnt one more thing today, then it's one more thing that they'll be able to share with their friends and family.